People power! Our power!
People power!
People power! Our power!
People power!
Kindly take your seats, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you. The Mayor, Madame Jeanette McCarthy, our elders and senior Ugandans, religious leaders, leaders of the People Power Revolution, and other political leaders in different shades, our friends and brothers from the African continent, our friends and brothers in the United States and other parts of the world, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to be with you today. Before I go any further, I want to make note of the last time I was supposed to be with you and request you to kindly take my apologies for failing to be with you, but indeed there were circumstances beyond our control. I was watching you live on Facebook and I watched everything that went on. But again, every bad thing comes with a good thing on the side. Ladies and gentlemen, I've always told you that this is not about me. While I know that I carry responsibility, I know that each one of you is equally responsible. You are as responsible about our country as I am. So when some things happen, sometimes I'm convinced to believe that it was God working, reminding us that this is not about Bobi Wine. Even when I'm not here with you, I might be in jail, I might even be eliminated by the dictator. But this is to remind us that we must always move forward with or without me. I therefore want to thank the leadership that steered the activities of that day. Like I said, I was watching you. I'm feeling very, very encouraged. We thank you for taking this upon yourself, because this is upon you in the same way it is upon me, ladies and gentlemen. We have spoken about a lot, ladies and gentlemen. I wouldn't have said it, but it's important to constantly remind you about the state of affairs in our country, Uganda. Guys, we are still living under a brutal dictatorship. A brutal military dictatorship where there's no freedom of speech, no freedom of expression, no freedom of association, no freedom whatsoever. Some of you that follow the happenings in Uganda on social media, you have seen the military not raiding the ghetto, but this time raiding your sons and daughters at the university, beating them, maiming them, and raping them. That is where we are, ladies and gentlemen. We live in a country that is messed up, where the hospitals don't work, where our leaders, your leaders, actually have to leave the country to come to America and other developed countries just to give birth. And that explains why more than 19 women die every day, not every week, not every month, every day, giving birth. More than 300 children die every day in your country. 300. Some time ago, I was at a function and there was an airline that crashed and it made news. I was seated somewhere, a plane crashed. I heard something was telling me that every day a plane full of Ugandan babies crashes every day. Because that's the number of babies we lose. That is the state of affairs in our country. I always say it and I will say it again, that many of you here are not here because many of you are here not because you love this call. You love the beautiful food of home. You want to see your people every day. You want to see your relatives. You want to be able to bury your relatives when they die. You want to be able to attend the weddings and functions of your relatives and loved ones. But you cannot. Why? Because of the way we are being governed. You will pardon me when I mention names. But today, I almost shed tears just backstage. Allow me to call it backstage. I'm still an artist. When there was a friend of mine, a very talented TV producer called Raymond. He left Uganda because Uganda does not provide what he feels he deserves. He met with another super radio personality called Kapalaga. He's also living here. Because when he was in Uganda, where he was not who he was. These were first world brains stuck in a third world country. And those are so many stories, ladies and gentlemen, of people that are forced to leave our home to come and enslave themselves here. That is where we are. That's the state of affairs in our country. And that is what we want to end. Because, ladies and gentlemen, those of you that manage to get on the plane and come here are the lucky few. And thirdly, it is our best that keeps being drained out of our country. Look at all of you. Imagine all of us were home. But sadly, we cannot even meet at home. It is okay for young people to meet in their thousands to get drunk and party. But it is not okay for more than 5 Ugandans to come together and talk about the future of their country. I will not be able to address you if we were home. That is a reality. That is not a lie. I cannot sing my music because it opens people's eyes. I cannot even attend a church function because President Museveni thinks I am going to tell the worshippers the truth. That is where we are, ladies and gentlemen. However, amidst insurmountable challenges, ladies and gentlemen, the Lord always provides a solution. It is sad that for the last time, and I say it many times, that I'm one of those young people of Uganda that feel culpable constantly because I was also for a long time mentally sterile, not caring what happens around me, not caring how my country is being governed. And maybe my not caring caused or contributed to this. But like I said, there's a time of sleeping and there's a time of waking up. Now that all of us have woken up, or at least a majority of us, now that there's an opportunity, because we know that every 5 years we have an opportunity to change the leadership of our country. President Museveni has in the past invested in keeping the young people especially apathetic, making them believe that change is impossible, making them believe that nobody can provide a solution, that we are stuck there. And God raised some of us from the ghetto. And we did not stop at that. We realized that we are just as human as these people that think they were born to rule over us and oppress us. And we realized that we are actually the majority. So, we said we are challenging Museveni. And ladies and gentlemen, to cut the whole story short, we are running. I am running to challenge President Museveni for the presidency in 2021. Let me say it again. Let me say it again. In the year 2021, I am going to run for president to challenge President Museveni, and we are going to win it. Kindly resume your seats. People power. Our power. While we are getting happy and fired up, it's important for us to understand, because ladies and gentlemen, we are young people, we are happy people, we are full of energy, but it's important for us to be full of understanding. So why are we running? Why are we running? We are running because President Museveni gave us a road deal. We are running because we decided to get involved ourselves. Like my brother Lewis said, since independence, 57 years ago, Uganda has never had a peaceful transition of power. Every time we get a new leader, there's death, there's chaos, there's destruction. They bomb their ways in, they are bombed out. We don't want to see that. So we want to have the fast, peaceful transition of power, and it is possible. It is very, very possible, ladies and gentlemen. Do not be deceived that dictator recent was Yahya Jammeh in the Gambia. But how do we do it? We must overwhelm Museveni. When we overwhelm him, we'll be breaking the dictatorship forever. If the people massively speak and they assert their voices, ladies and gentlemen, you can see a transition in Uganda, a bloodless transition. And secondly, we are running because we want to return the rule of law to Uganda. We want to return respect for human rights. We have a constitution in Uganda that is not respected. It is like this wooden, podium that if Museveni wants to come there, he's just going to push it aside. In 2005, he amended our constitution to allow himself to be president against the term limits. And in 2017, you all saw what happened. Some of our colleagues, like the Honorable Namboze and Honorable Zake, have not fully recovered from that attack. The Constitution provides for my fundamental rights to my music band. So we want to put an end to that. We want to restore our constitution and indeed restore our constitutionalism. And that can only happen when we have a people-centered leadership, ladies and gentlemen. We want to empower institutions. As I speak to you here, I only get the energy to run against that man because we have seen that we have the support of common people like us. But we know we have even more talented people and more qualified people that have not had that platform. Those people can run institutions. Those people can be able to offer their talents to Uganda. So individuals like it is today, ladies and gentlemen. We want to restore independence of our parliament, which has now become a talk show, a mere talk show. We want to restore the independence of our judiciary. And that can only happen after Museveni is out. There are so many things that we want to do, but allow me as a ghetto child to talk about at least 3 that affect those people that are like me, the common people, who are more than 80% of the population. We have a dead education system, and that explains our unemployment. Our education is expensive, and yet does not bear results. It prepares our children, the next generation, only to seek for jobs, not to create jobs. It is not skill-oriented. So we need to revise our education system. Today, we have an education system that is presided over by the wife of a president, who I'm not sure whether she's educated anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, as I speak here in Boston, you all know that none of our leaders wants or can even be treated in our hospitals. Even giving birth, they have to either come to America, Europe, or all those other countries using taxpayers' money, while women die giving birth. If I'm to talk about our healthcare system, we can take the whole evening. So we want to restore it. You have seen land evictions, you've seen land grabbing, and most of the cases are traced back to the doorstep of President Museveni and his relatives. These people have made our people paupers on their own land. They've owned all our natural resources. We live in a very rich country. But these resources don't benefit all Ugandans. They benefit only one family. We want to put an end to that. And that is why I want to be president of Uganda, because it will do the end of that. Friends, there's so much we can talk about. But believe me, when you have a leader, when you have a president that knows that you are the bosses, you will indeed, like Nubian said, be kings and queens once again. You will own your country. You will have a leader that is answerable to you. You will have a leader that you have raised, and indeed you will reserve the ability to pull that leader down if they dare to disrespect you. We want the citizens of Uganda to reign supreme, because that's what the law says. That is how it is everywhere. These countries, America and European countries, and all the developed world, they've developed not only because of the leaders, but because of the empowered population. You cannot cross a road, you cannot close down a road simply because you're an army general or somebody positioned high. These Americans are so empowered that they will not take that nonsense. You've seen them hold leaders accountable. You've seen them impeach leaders. That is what you must empower yourselves with. That is the power you must have. And that is what we want to do. And we will only gain that when Museveni, who thinks he's God's brother, is out of power. There's so much we can do. We dream of that land where we see all of you bring your talents back home, where everybody will have opportunity, where we will have equal opportunity regardless of your tribe, regardless of where you come from, regardless of who your brother or sister is, where we will be equal regardless. That is where we're going. And guess what? There. I said we are going to reach there because we are resolved. That is why we are challenging this man. And I'm happy to inform you that so many people are standing with us openly and silently. So many people in the opposition are standing with us. So many people in the business community are standing with us. So many people in the police and in the armed forces are standing with us. And I want to tell you this, looking straight in your eyes, that we are going to beat Museveni at the boat. And he will even be scared to try to do anything, because he knows what he's dealing with. He has been feeding us for the last 2 years, and you have seen him change. So that's where we are. However, while we we are optimistic, ladies and gentlemen, I must say we have challenges. We have challenges. We see where we want to go. We see the promised land. But there's a river in between that we must cross. We have challenges. And among our challenges, we have the brutality that you've all seen. All the security organs, all the institutions that are supposed to protect us have actually been deployed to brutalize us for challenging the old man. That is a big challenge. We have a